Let's talk about attraction. More specifically, let's talk about semen retention attraction. Most guys think that all they have to do is be on semen retention and all of a sudden they're going to get the girls, they're going to get the money, they're going to get the career opportunities, they're going to get the purpose. And that's just not true. Because what semen retention does is it attracts opportunities to you. But if you lack the masculine energy, the masculine presence, the masculine essence to then take advantage of the opportunity, you will not get the results that you want. So understand that semen retention and attraction are two completely different things. Semen retention is going to pull opportunities to you and be in order for you to be attractive, in order for you to get the result that you want, you have to be taking action every single day or every other day or every week or every month. It just depends on what it is that you are trying to attract. The best way that you're going to become attractive is by realizing that attraction is a frequency. In order for you to vibrate at a certain frequency, you have to be taking part in certain actions. What that's going to allow you to do is vibrate at a certain level and attract things to you. So let me give you guys an example. There are just levels to this. And if you're a person who's on personal development or self-improvement, you know that there's a never-ending cycle of you taking action and improving. The difference is a lot of people think that just because it's a nonstop game that they have to keep progressing forever and forever, when the reality is most of us just want to get to a certain point before we're like, okay, I'm cool with staying here, and I'm cool with upgrading a little bit, maybe not as fast or maybe not as urgent. So let me give you guys an example. If you're a person who was born just unattractive, let's just say you're an average schmo Joe and you don't like the rewards that you get in your life right now. The first level for you is figuring out what even is being attractive. Like, what does that look like? Which includes things like smelling better, right? Taking showers, having a cologne that fits your character, right? Dressing better, working out, learning how to be social, right? There's a whole list of actions that you could do to be more attractive. So what happens is when you go through that sometimes grueling journey of testing out this cologne and learning how to put it on, and sometimes putting too little, but sometimes putting too much, and all this other, when you go through all the fashion trends and you finally find your stuff, what happens is you enter the next level. And because you enter the next level or a different frequency, you now get those rewards. So you may start getting looks, right? Girls may check you out. There are a lot of guys in the world right now who are invisible to the world. You're invisible. And nobody looks at you, nobody checks for you. You're like an average Joe Schmo. You're like if you've ever watched a movie or something on Netflix and there's like the main characters. If you've paid attention to the background characters, you'll probably see a bunch of them, but you don't pay attention to them because there's nothing about them that is interesting. The focus is not on them. Well, now that you've been able to dress well and smell good and you work out, now you're one of these main characters. You start getting attention. Congratulations, you are now at another level. So in order to increase your frequency more, you now have to figure out, well, what do I do with my newfound attention? This is what semen retention does. Semen retention can allow you to get to a certain level, and now you're getting these looks. Well, now you have to go through the process of trying to figure out, how can I start approaching? And you have to go through the journey, sometimes grueling, of approaching. And again, I'm making it sound like this is like a bad thing. You will have negative experiences. I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you. But again, you're also going to have positive experiences, and that's going to allow you to keep going. And so what happens is, hold on, something's itching here. See, I'm itching because I'm skipping my cardio right now. That's why I'm itching. Look at me, man. You guys are distracting me. Okay, so anyway, once you figure out, like, okay, I'm attracted now, I'm getting all these looks, and now it's time for you to be to use that masculine essence to start taking advantage of these opportunities. So again, now you have to learn how to approach, and that's a battle in itself. But once you learn how to approach, again, new frequency, you've done it 50 times, 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. I used to call it, when I was in college, I called it the golden 100, whereas like you have to approach at least like 100 people before you like, oh, I kind of understand like how to approach people. But once you, and again, that number, it's just made up, right? It may be 50 for you, it may be 500, it doesn't matter, right? But let's just say you've mastered approaching, where you understand it at a fundamental level. Now you know how to approach, but again, new level, new frequency. Now you get to go to the frequency of, okay, how can I turn this into a date? Or, excuse me, how can I turn this into a girlfriend? Or how can I turn this into a same day lay or whatever, right? Again, these are just new frequencies, new levels, and new rewards. So the fact that you are now attractive, your reward was, okay, now people are looking at me. So when you're on that level of people are looking at me, you learn how to approach. Now that you learn how to approach, you're able to have conversations with damn near anybody, right? That's the reward that you get. So now you have to figure out, okay, how can I turn these conversations into dates? Or how can I turn these conversations into getting her number? Or how can I turn these conversations into whatever? And then you get that. So let's say you're a master at getting numbers, or at least you're a master at shooting your shot to get a number. Now it's like, okay, how can I turn this into a date? Okay, now that you're on the date, how can I turn this into a second date, or maybe the same day late, or maybe how can I turn this into getting a wife, right? And then again, the next level. Okay, now that I'm on a date and I know how to be a girlfriend, how do I be a great boyfriend? How do I know it keeps going. But the thing that you have to realize is most guys who I talk to on this journey, they just want to get to the point to where they can see a girl, talk to the girl, and if she's into him, extremely important, a lot of guys forget that. If she's into him, then they go out on a date, and then they maybe go on a second date, they go on a third date. He's leading, he's understanding who he is in the relationship, and then he gets a girlfriend. Most guys just want to get to that point, right? And so again, it's not about being on day 115 before that happens for you. It's simply about, what does your routine look like? What level are you on currently? Are you attractive? Do you get looks? And again, maybe you're not attracted, so work on attraction. And these are things that just because you're on a certain level doesn't mean you can put off the things that you learned in the past. Does that make sense? You can't be at a certain level and then like, okay, well, I'm good now, I don't have to be more attractive. That's not how that works. You're going to go down a level, right? Think of it like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, and it goes down. And what determines whether it stays the same, it goes down, or it goes up is the actions that you're taking every single day. Does that make sense? So I applied it with women because a lot of guys click on these videos, semen retention, attraction, because they like the women, but this works for anything. If you're trying to have $1,000 in your savings account, it's the same thing. What's the first level? The first level is you have to have income. Where can I go find income? Do I have to do DoorDash, Uber Eats? Do I have to work for Grab? Do I have to work a BS full-time job? Do I have to work a part-time job? Then you have to go out, and then once you get the job, you have to learn how to manage your money. Once you learn how to manage your money, you have to figure out how can I increase my income, right? It's always levels. And so what you have to ask yourself is, one, what am I trying to attract in my life? This is why you have a journal. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. This is why you have a journal. It's because you want to keep an eye out on the things that you are trying to attract in your life, and make sure that these are the things that you actually want. And if it is something that you actually want, now you have to figure out, okay, what level am I on when it comes to that journey? And the hardest part is making a routine out of taking action every day or every other day or every week, depending on what you want, in order to get the thing that you want. So when I talk about semen retention attraction, understand that that whole journey that I just talked about, everything that I talked about, that gets a lot easier when you're not constantly spilling your seed. Can you get it done with spilling your seed? Yeah, you can get it done, but you're going to be suffering the whole time. Does that make sense? Versus a man who is ready, who wakes up in the morning, is not thinking about corn, who's not thinking about dirty movies, who's not thinking about spilling his seed. He's going to have that extra energy. He's going to have that extra confidence. He's going to be able to look a person in the eyes. He's going to be able to shake hands or a firm handshake with somebody. He's going to be able to do these things. So understand that when I talk about semen retention attraction, ask yourself, what am I trying to attract? What level am I on? And what do I do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that's going to allow me to get the desired result that I want? Nice, quick, short video for you. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you made it this far, type in putting in work. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.